We're going to talk about gold. What's going to happen with gold right now? We'll see a continued rise in the price of gold. What is the potential for price growth? $10,000 per troy ounce. These are the kinds of prices to expect in the foreseeable future. Hello friends, you're on the Old Trader channel. My name is Vladimir Karashev. I'm a private investor. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic. We're going to talk about gold. We'll talk about the current situation and the current price of gold. We'll talk about whether gold will keep rising and why. We'll discuss all of this in detail today. We will take a closer look at the interesting history of gold and how its price has steadily grown over the last 50 years. On the chart, we will clearly see the current trend, and we will also consider what could be next for gold. So friends, be sure to watch this video to the end. As usual, the most interesting part is at the end. And before we start, be sure to like this video and let's see how gold has grown over the last 50 years. Let's look at the chart. Notice that we first saw a sharp rise in gold prices in the late 1970s. Notice that gold rose from around $100 per troy ounce to $800 per troy ounce. That is, the price of gold increased eightfold in the first growth spurt. So we must clearly understand the first surge in gold prices was in the late 70s and gold went up 8 times then. After that, notice friends, the next notable surge in gold prices actually happened in the early 2000s. During that period, gold rose from about $300 per troy ounce to nearly $1,900 per troy ounce. That is, gold increased in price by more than 6 times, which was a remarkable change. This, my friends, was the second very powerful surge in the price of gold. Now, we won't talk about the reasons that led to such explosive, multifold growth in gold. Our main task in this video is to understand what will happen to gold now and what the growth potential is. My friends, I want to draw your attention to this. Look, after gold rose in the late 1970s to around $800 per troy ounce, we saw a correction where gold dropped to about $350 per troy ounce. However, it never returned to those much lower $100 levels where the initial growth had originally begun. And exactly the same thing happened after the rising gold prices in the early 2000s, which resulted in more than a 6-fold increase in gold prices. Again, after that, there was a correction, but gold never returned to those $300 per troy ounce from which the growth originally began. This is something you need to clearly understand, because many experts currently believe that gold prices are artificially inflated, and we will likely see a certain very deep correction. My friends, but let's now take a look at what is happening at the present moment. And before we move on to the current situation with gold prices, I have a huge request. If you understand the logic of the reasoning, be sure to like this video, and let's see from what price we have seen a new rally in gold prices at the moment. Pay attention, right here gold repeatedly hit the level of $2,075 per troy ounce, well, that is approximately $2,000. And as a result, a new increase in gold prices began, as a result of which we saw maximum prices, but practically at the level of $5,500 per troy ounce. That is, as a result of the growing momentum that we have now, gold has increased in price by almost 2.5 times. Let me remind you, the first increase in gold prices in the late 70s was 8 times. The second increase in gold prices in the early 2000s was 6 times. Today we see an increase in gold prices of only 2.5 times. Therefore, friends, after we see the end of the formation of the corrective movement in gold at the moment, which we have already been seeing for 3 months, after the end of this correction, we will see a continuation, an increase in the price of gold. Well, let's imagine if we see gold grow at least 5 times from current values, then in this case the price of gold in the foreseeable future will exceed the price of $10,000 per troy ounce. These are approximately the prices you need to focus on if we are considering time horizons of 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Therefore, friends, you have to understand that the increase in gold prices after the end of the current corrective movements will continue, and gold will never return to the levels of $2,000 per troy ounce, to those levels from which the current growth began. Therefore, friends, pay attention to this. That's all for now. Good luck to everyone and profitable trades to all. We'll hear and see each other again.